everyone, Coach Brian here, and thought I'd do a quick video on kind of my batting cage here. I haven't done that yet, and I thought maybe a lot of parents or kids out there might be interested in getting a batting cage on their property. And honestly, it's a lot more affordable than you think it is. So hopefully I can instill some images or upload some images. I'm in my early 40s. My tech savviness isn't quite what it used to be. Hence the basic videos. But in the meantime, I like to go over kind of how I built my batting cage. Did it in about a month time. Did a lot of research. Tried to find the best deals. The most important thing is you want to find a safe location to put it. So my goal was obviously to make sure I hit the ball toward the woods. You might not have that option, but that was the first thing that came to mind, and size. So after I figured out the size and width I wanted to go with, I started doing some research on batting cages. I really didn't feel like building one by hand or setting up any cables. I did join a batting cage group on Facebook. That gave me a lot of great ideas. I definitely suggest that. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my phone here. Bear with me on the shakiness of it, and we're gonna start going over some stuff. So you might not see a lot of me in this video, but yeah, we'll try to get to the details, and hopefully this helps you maybe do your project. And again, leave questions in the comments. Here we go. All right, so first things first. All right, bear with me. This is my batting cage. Okay, it's approximately 35 feet by 16 roughly. The batting cage of choice was a Skywalker batting cage. I got that on Amazon. It was on sale for about $900, and I believe it actually goes up to 43 feet. So what was great about it is it did come in sections. It's holding up great. It went through a New Jersey winter with some snow, some ice, and after a year, the net's really holding up. I'm not sure if you can tell, but in the back here, what was an amazing feature about it was it was kind of adjustable in length, and it gave me an option to put it in that length that I was looking for. So first thing first, if you can't tell, my yard is a little sloped. All right, got a little hitting area over here with some tee work if we bring the team over. Pretty cool option to have some practices at the house. But yeah, first thing first was found my location, and I had to level my ground. What a pain that was. Did it all by hand. Fortunately and unfortunately, I was out last summer. I had to get a meniscus surgery, so hey, part of my rehab was working on my batting cage for my kids. And so after we did that, we leveled it out. We decided to get some border, just simple weather treated 4x4s is kind of what we used. We did top them off with some 2x4s just for aesthetic purposes. And all in all, I would say it's about $350 worth of wood, maybe another $50 in material as far as like screws, and rebar to kind of like hit it into place. And it's holding up great. It's not perfectly level, okay, but that's okay. Guess what? We're not hitting back here. We're just throwing BP and we're just tossing. So to me, the only thing that needed to be level was the batting area, and I made certain of that. Okay, and I'll get into a little bit of what I did with that. I didn't want to use concrete or anything permanent, but I did want to use something pretty sturdy, and it's working out fantastic, and for not a bad price, honestly. All right, so this is what we're working as, 35 by about 16 feet wide. What's great about the Skywalker too is that it's pretty flexible. It sits up snug. Right here, you can tell it sits up snug. It hasn't moved. It's been through some pretty windy storms here in New Jersey. Okay. Not having any issues with rusting. Not having any issues with it falling apart. It's surpassed my expectations for the price so far, and pretty impressed. Okay. Just made a little walkway here. You know, something to divide up our fire pit, which is, you know, we use it a lot. It's a pretty good combination. You know, do a little nighttime hitting next to a fire pit. Put on some music. It's a good time. All right. Over here, don't mind the chairs. As you can see, they're all damaged from, that's all the wind we get out here. They blow over all the time. All right. So recently, I repurposed this storage area here, and it contains my buckets of baseballs, some bats, okay, some gear to hold some baseballs, and yeah, it's staying dry. And you know what else it is? It's a great option. So if one of my buddies' friends want to come over, or their kids want to come over and hit, I can just give them the code and they can come back here and use the cage whenever they want. And you know, that was kind of the idea of building it. You know, it wasn't just for me. You know, it was for the community. Okay, a little zoom out here of the cage. Looking pretty good. Next thing was turf. Okay, I did buy used turf. Keep in mind, when you buy used turf, a lot of times it has fill in it, and that fill can be very, very heavy. So you want to try to find some used turf without fill. We got this turf for about $500. It came in 2 sections of 7.5 feet by about 75 feet. So I got a little bit of extra left over. You can see I repurposed it over here for the net area. Okay. And really happy with the turf. And what's kind of funny and ironic about it is ended up being the same colors as my high school. Little maroon and gold for Gloucester Catholic. Go Rams. Okay. Another thing I wanted to do was create an area for the kids to put their bats down. As you know, safety, excuse me for clearing my throat, safety is very important. And as you know, young kids, they want to stand up and swing their bats around and not pay attention. So, you know, kind of a rule for me, when you're not hitting, you know, you got to put your bat on the bat rack. All right, with a little reminder to never give up on what you want to do. You know, kind of corny, but, you know, the kids might like it. So, you know, as with all nets, you know, you're going to get some holes in them. So just use some zip ties. That one was from a squirrel that got stuck in here. So living in up against the woods, you're going to get some wildlife in here and have to adjust. But the squirrel was fine. We cut him out of there. No problem. Going into the cage, okay. I wasn't able to create a door or anything like that, basically because of the bottom down here with the wood. It just wouldn't play out, but you know, let's not be lazy. You can just lift up the net and come on in. All right. Went with a nice affordable L screen. It's working great. It's holding up very well. It's got like one small dent in it, and you know, that's from me being a bonehead. But this is from Murray. Okay, it's got a little net there, Murray Sports. It was about $150 on Amazon. And I'll tell you what, been leaving it out here ever since. Yeah, got a little rust on there, but you know, maybe it'll last 5 years. All right, same thing with the netting. The netting's holding up great. Netting's holding up great. All right, like I said, balls going into the woods. So I did add some styrofoam here to try to, as you can see, we got some styrofoam going around. It blows off once in a while, and that's okay. But you know, anything to help the, you know, batting cage from denting as the kids get older and they start hitting the ball harder, or their buddies come over and they're a little bit older. You know, I just want to try to maintain this as long as I can without having to replace everything. And so far, it's been fantastic. So, as far as lights, all right, did some shopping on lights. The Facebook group I was talking about. Sorry for all the movement. Probably getting you dizzy here. The Facebook group I was talking about, they gave me a great suggestion on lights through Amazon. I believe it's called like Owlet, Owelt. All right, lights. It comes in a 2-pack, and it was the perfect length for my batting cage, and they're holding up amazing. They are shatterproof, which is fantastic. They've probably been hit millions of times. They're still working. Not a single issue. Again, been out here for a solid year now. Okay, and haven't had any issue with the lights. All right, holding up really well. Okay, so again, turf was about $500, batting cage was about $900, Elks Green $150. So yeah, you can do this project for under $2,000, no problem. I did have some electricity at my shed, which was nice. So I was able to put these in some waterproof boxes over here. All right, so it's got a smart switch on there, so when I'm in my house, I can just tell Alexa to turn on the fire pit lights, which in turn turns on the batting cage lights. And now we got a whole night set up, so the kids can come out here when it's a little bit cooler at night, take some swings. Can be used for a lot of other things. My kids, obviously, they're young. They just turned 8, so they like to play Gaga. I'm sure that's a popular sport amongst your kids. They can play some soccer in there. So it has a lot of uses besides just being a batting cage. So I'll try to put some of the links in the description here. I'll try to get some images of what I've done. Oh, getting back to how I made the batting area level. All right, went to a Tractor Supply store. Those of you that have home gyms, I don't know if you're familiar with horse stall mats. Okay, but I got 3 6x4 horse stall mats. Okay, which gave me a width of 6 feet by 12 feet for my hitting area, so left-handed and right-handed. I really leveled that area out hard, put the mats out there, tamped them down really good, and it's been fantastic. It's a great area to stand on. You don't need any batter box mats. Got a little Tanner T hitting deck. All right, kind of gives you a little idea of a batter's box for under $100. Again, all this stuff was purchased on Amazon, and you know, again, you could do this whole project for, you know, with depending on if you need the level or build a border for anywhere from, you know, $1,500 to $2,000, and you got a lifetime of memories and an area for your kids to practice whenever they want. So I hope you enjoyed the video on how I built my cage. Again, it's a Skywalker batting cage. It's very adjustable. It's holding up fantastic. All the netting's held up with small bungees. You can get them on Amazon as well. They're very cheap and they are sturdy. I have no issues. Keeps the netting nice and tight. Keeps the balls from getting through the netting. Gives you that maximum space, you know, in there when you're hitting. You don't want to hit in a confined batting cage. That's never fun to feel restricted. And I hope you find this video well, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. And remember, you're your own best coach. Have a great day.